Are we live? Is that me in a White Scars outfit that's not lore accurate? Damn straight it is. Alright, so we'll see. We'll wait until people are here. Then we'll load up. I know we were like an hour early, but I got home earlier than I thought I would. Here we are. Alright. I doubt anybody's here yet, but once people are, I'll play a random game. We'll rock a little bit of that bolt carbine. Excuse me, that heavy bolter. Do that. And then tomorrow we'll probably be streaming Dark Tide. What's up, Kermit? What do you think is the strongest class and what loadout? Is it too strong? Should other classes be brought up to that level? Strongest class is heavy plasma. Something close. At this point, I don't think. No class can push as far as heavy plasma on its own. None. And if they can, it's never been done. Disconnected. Excuse me. Should the other ones be brought up to that level? I mean, the other ones could definitely use some buffs. I don't think tactical and bulwark really need a buff. But what's up, Durian? Game session has been terminated. Alright, send me in, Chief. This guy's AFK. Former Death Watch. Okay. We left. Wonderful, wonderful. I got a pin removed from my foot. That sounds fucking painful. Reddit, why do you use block? Continues to parry majors 10 times. I mean, I still get questions as to like, how do you, I mean, I get questions from people that like very clearly either don't play the game at all, or they don't even read the perks in the class they're asking about. I haven't played since release, and Heavy was strong then too. Oh, he's still strong. Always has been. Actually, you know what? I think I'll start off an operation, and then once people are here, I'll go and do a viewer game for Horde mode. It's probably the way to do this. I started earlier than I thought I would. Is the block purple chainsword actually better than the yellow variant? Yes. It absolutely is. I think in some very niche scenarios it's not, but like overall. Alright, let's play. It's a quick one. True solo with the heavy bolter. Why not?
mission is to use the stored promethium in the refinery to destroy the enemy swarm. Acadians were tasked with providing assistance.
Alright, today we are rocking the Heavy Bolter on the patch 8.0 public test server on a true solo Inferno with Heavy. Now they have added true solo as an actual option to the vanilla game. It's not really as hard as the modded options were, but still pretty fun. At least not on the termination mission that's kind of bugged at the moment. Now the Heavy Bolter's a pretty good gun. Fallen off a little bit compared to some of the other ones, especially for siege mode. Whip Warriors, like the hardest scenario for this class, or one of. Let's grab him. Having like 7 Whip Warriors right at the start, how fun. Alright, that's... That's first you killed these guys. Probably about to get an extremis spawn here. We'll see. It does feel like the spawns are a little low on the true solo they added to the public test server. But spawns for absolute in general are pretty bad in this game. Outside like the new boss spawns they added. Siege mode, however, that stuff's been pretty broken at the moment. Truly terrifying amount of enemies. Alright. That's over there. Okay, I can grab this guy. We're probably need a boss spawn up here potentially. Though Neurothropes kind of get dumpstered by us on this build. I say now. Let's see what actually happens. Because they do send quite a few extremists with them now. Alright, armor boost. It's kind of useful. Not really at all, though, to be honest. Alright, no boss. You can get 2 Terminus spawns now on Absolute, though sometimes only give you 1. It does seem like it's guaranteed now, though, to have at least 1, which is good. Because previously it was, you could occasionally get like 1 boss spawn the whole match. Or 0, I should say.
Specialized bioform neutralized. Operation.
Any crate down here? No.
Enhanced tactic ready.
This should be an ammo here. Or armor. Alright. Well, I don't have a ton of ammo, so if I run out, I'm just gonna run down to the potential spawn. The lower ammo you are, or I should say the lower ammo you have for your whole team, the more likely you are to find a ammo box up there. Right, so I should be low enough. Oh shit. Let's move over here. Here we go, see? Ammo. Simple as that.
Ammunition.
And a melt a bomb. And this goes actually quite good for boss damage. Current effects in general is pretty bad at dealing with like range spam. That's a lot of bramble though. Look at all these warriors, jeez. Alright, now I gotta clear out all these guys. Thank God it's sent me mostly like range spam. Now we do have the extra durability perk for our Iron Halo, so should make it pretty easy. Clear out these guys or not, because that will take it off immediately. Look at this mess.
Specialized bioform neutralized. Target Xenos
They were. I think that was the highest amount of Majora's ranged enemies I've seen in Absolute at one time, at least in solo. That's right. Should be. Look at all the bodies. What a mess.
Elite level Xenos. Pacified.
Right, no relic there.
Ammunition restocked.
Only one more potential boss spawns. That's
Tactic
good.
ready.
And we have our melted bomb back.
Advantage inside the Imperial encampment. Captain,
Okay.
I hear no signs of battle. No life signs detected. Talassa, you need to acquire the Astra Militarum demolition codes required to deploy and arm their ordnance. Source one from any soldier you
Fun.
see, alive or otherwise. Successfully requested aid. Target Luton style loads.
Alright, that'll be a little dangerous. We'll see.
Placing melter bomb. Kill confirmed. Major Tyranid threat. If I am the first to find these codes, you should expect a reprimand. Limiting target before it summons reinforcements. Enemy reserve forces detected. Combat extended.
Care a lot more about killing these guys first than the Horde over there. Because Synapse first will handle my Norse pretty easily.
Removed from combat. If I am the
There we
first to
go.
find these codes, you should expect a reprimand. Halo online. High priority tyranny eliminated. Slow and our search was successful, Captain.
After you play Siege mode enough, the spawns will definitely feel lower in Absolute, solo or with groups. I hope they don't nerf the spawns for Siege mode, I will say that. I want them to keep them pretty high, because like, that's the fun of it. But I am curious to see what like their timer solution was.
Iron Halo ready.
Because they did say they found a solution for it, I just don't know what that is yet. God.
Xenos infestation advancing.
Alright, Medicate Stim, that's pretty useful. Armor boost. Don't mind if I do. Let's go over here and just... I'll head over to the Promethean field. It's probably an easier way to fight this. They're already spawning. I guess we'll just fight it here.
Execute Iron Halo tactics. Iron Halo online.
Kill this guy.
Destroy spore mines. Specialized bioform neutralized. High priority territory eliminated. Xenos eradication complete. Elite level Xenos. Passive
Oh boy.
tactic ready.
Okay, well. That's how we fought out here. So we just grab this ammo crate after. Because if we were in like the fields up there, it'd be totally out now. Oh.
Xenos displaying evasive behavior. Elite attack tyranny found. Zone for contact.
Alright, I'm just gonna go out.
Tactics. New path ahead. Route clear. Nothing will escape this crew once it catches fire. For enemy backup. Xenos countermeasures successful.
There we go.
Online.
Alright, since we had all those spawns back there, this should be a little easier up here.
Emergency operation.
Because the Promethean fields can get pretty hectic at times. You get like a horde spawn up here. Okay. It's a little bit of like a barren ammo desert. It's
Calling up fresh reserves. Herd. Issuing your orders. Herd alien bioforms. Meltable position. Iron payload ready.
we're a little low on ammo, so for this guy if I can.
Xenos countermeasures successful.
I'll just go up here before I run out of ammo. 'Cause if I get like an extremist spawn, especially like a zone throw or something, pretty low. There we go. Now this part up here can kind of suck as heavy because you can get like trapped pretty easily out of stopping the generator minion dudes. And if these like generators ever get a failed defense, it's an auto fail. Unfortunately.
Use the codes to prime the bomb and finish its deployment into the crypt Prometheum well. Cautiously. If you know what is good for you.
Fly over. Oh, he hops pretty high.
Enhanced tactic ready. Engaging elite countermeasures.
Let's just get it. Oh, there we go.
Confirmation. Firewall eliminated.
Plasma is pretty damn good against the biovores for sure. Alright, let's get this started.
The charge has been armed.
Rites of activation have been observed. The generators hum in the machine god's name. Crane sequencing initialized. Delivering payload.
Iron Haven ready. Swarm spotted. Headed toward generator 4.
Warning X-axis aligned. By the Omnissiah's will.
What the auto clear?
Vaccines remain.
Y-axis aligned. Margin of error 0.0 nanometers.
I will
Blessed
cover
be
you.
the Omnissiah's divine precision.
You'd need Oak suppress the enemy cave to generator 1.
Over here. Grab this.
Sanctioned mechanical adjustments.
Having purely minority spawns here kind of sucks, I'll say that.
Follow only the divine protocol.
Gotta roll on over.
Defend that generator. I will cover you.
Oh, it's a garden relic here, I'll take that.
Utilize artifact in dire circumstances.
Demolition deployment sequence concluded. Nano errors logged under the Omnissiah's watchful oculus.
Ready to intercept the Tyrian in advance, Captain.
There is an observation platform overlooking the Prometheum fields. It will make a good vantage for your ambush.
I still feel like the spawns are just crap on the no bots mode they added to the PTS. Because the extremists here, I mean, sometimes you can get really low extremist spawns in this game, but I feel like they are consistently low to play this mode. Though I will say, true solo boss spawns are definitely a lot harder, even in the PTS.
Synthetic bombardment detected. Observe ground. Thermal explosive. Ready. Something's called for aid. Now. The target is secured reinforcements. Source of tremors is still. Ammunition restocked.
It's sad I can't even see through all the bramble.
High priority material eliminated.
There we go. So we have like 2, or I should say 3 potential boss spawns up here. I should have dropped my melted bomb for that, but shock grenades aren't bad. I have seen the boss spawn at like the final defense here quite a bit. I'm gonna check this box over here. Smart boost, okay. I mean, next boss should be an Earth Rope, if we do get one. I've never seen like a double... Oh, take it back. I was about to say, I've never seen a double Carnifex until now.
Execute Iron Halo tactics. Those were vast territories. Use caution.
It's,
Shock grenade deployed.
alright, we should move over here. Wow, that one just teleported on me? Interesting. Oh, the replay of that. So that felt... My mind registered something wacky happening. That's interesting.
Intercepting projectiles.
Okay. I mean, I'm not too worried because we have a Guardian Relic, so if we go down here. Okay.
Contaminant causing bodily distress. Local reported dead. Iron Halo online.
Oh, wow, that's what I was expecting. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, when he does this. Oh, that was my mistake. Oh. A little close, a little close, a little close, you know. Such all this fucking ramble around, but whatever. W's a W. Now the teleporting Ravener, that was interesting. But you know, it all works out in the end. Sometimes the card effects can be a little buggy when he's like in a really tight corridor like that with his charge, but overall I think their AI is pretty alright these days. Now you have to fight 3 of them. That's get a little irritating. At least now I know I won't have to deal with a boss spawn the finale. Okay, let's go to this elevator. We might get a Horde up here. I kind of doubt it though, with that boss spawn over there. But
the swarm will be broken. I will hold you to that.
all right, that's blast. The heavy bolter, still a good gun. Still one of the best, for sure. Really, the heavy class in general just slaps. Oh, it's one of the hardest spawns for this guy. Alright, that should be a lot easier. Yeah, you really have to try to get your parries. Like, triple lictor versus heavy with a balanced window is pretty rough, because you don't really have, like, a get-out-of-jail-free card against these guys, especially not with the, heavy bolter. So your best bet is just to get rid of one of them as fast as possible, because 2 lictors is significantly easier than 3. The mean spawn. Okay, it was a little off on that one, but obvious stim maybe? Yeah, there we go.
This position is defensible.
We're low enough to get that RNG. Let's go over here. Go on down.
We are committed to this course.
I was gonna keep my shock grenades for this.
Captain, but we are prepared. Dig in. We need that bomb triggered for optimal yield. Orbital scan estimates the bulk of the swarm will not be in position for a while yet. Keep your heads and get it done. The swarm is upon us.
Now, for those of you who are curious about triple lictors, when you're playing versus like triple lictors, probably the hardest solo triple spawn to deal with besides Raveners, because they will just hound you. But the best way to deal with them is you gotta time your parries on them, and when you get like a group parry, even if one of them is doing an unblockable, it will knock them all back. Same thing with gun strikes. So you really just have to kind of like bounce them around. And it does be harder for some classes. This is why like DPS nuking them is really, really good. Like tactical and stuff. And the assault is actually really good against them because you can ground pound. Or just jetpack dash out. the final portion of this mission is usually just like stat farming.
Defend another front.
Alright, what's it gonna be?
Concussive ordnance released.
Oh, zone throat's pretty easy for us. Let's get rid of these guys.
Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up. Enhanced tactics ready. New enemies have entered my firing range.
This one.
Let the Tyranids into close combat range. Enemies closing in. The swarm has almost
Alright, that's the most satisfying portion of the heavy bolter for sure.
ready for my mark.
Let's,
Iron Halo online. Supplement launched. Iron Halo ready. Refilling magazine. You are clear to detonate. Cook those rotten bastards.
Alright. I'm curious how many enemies that was. I feel like we probably killed like maybe 800 at the end. Because this last portion is really easy to like inflate weapon stats on. So like naturally I'm going to put that in the thumbnail. Or the title.
Straight here.
I mean, 40,000 damage is 40,000 damage. Am I right, guys? That's,
Swarm annihilation confirmed. Excellent work. Move to extract.
Alright, there we go.
Extraction complete.
And that's that. That's a wrap. Alright, let's see. 1,200 enemies and like 70,000 range damage. Or almost 70,000 range damage. Pretty high. Okay, maybe the spawns aren't as bad as I thought. Maybe it's just on Termination that they're poor. Because I know Termination's like finale is not spawning any on the PTS. Anyways, that is all for that run. Heavy Bolter, actually pretty damn good. Give it a try if you haven't already. Now those are inflated stats for sure. But yeah. 70,000 damage, that's quite a bit. Even for a true solo. How many hours do you have in this game? Like over 2,000 I think now between like the PTS and the main game. Though how much that's actual play time, I couldn't really tell you because, you know, half the time I'm leaving the game on in the background on accident. Or I'm just recording videos for it. 70K is a big number. No, we just put it That's like the total damage number. You know, just say 75,000 damage. Well, I've gotten bigger numbers of Foreign Siege. That's true. I did have like, what was it? What was the finale, the final number for the Siege mode on Heavy Plasma? That's the most we've ever gotten. It's on a solo. 380,000 damage is how much we had at wave 23 on a true solo Heavy Plasma. Pretty close. It was pretty close to over 400k Archmage. You're not wrong. But not quite. Though Heavy Plasma is like super inflated, so I don't know how much of that's like actually true. But big number. Big number. It's like the easiest way to tell somebody's a noob at this game is when they're like, look how much damage I did. As if like this game's damage numbers are 1-to-1 at all. Like half the time. Like unless someone's like the terribly underperforming. Damage numbers on a lot of the weapons are super inflated. Like Melta gets so many gets so much range damage compared to a lot of the other ones. Like, I can't tell you how many Melta spammers you'll find. They'll be like, dude, I'm like top charting every single time. These guys can't keep up. And they just have no idea. Like, Melta is just like a super inflated number because of like how Minora's damage is counted. Especially cleave damage. Same thing in Darktide with like Inferno stacks, where like you'll have these people have the scoreboard mod. Like Mr. E. Mr. E always playing with like 40 mods, UI mods installed. Not me, I'm humble. I'm a humble Darktider. I will be streaming Darktide tomorrow. I might be streaming Mr. E. With the RBDs class. We'll see. I think he's playing that tomorrow, he said. How did you get the white scars patterns? They're on the public test server right now. So, like, the public test server has all the stuff unlocked currently that's going to be coming in the next update. So we have, like, the white scars chest plate. We have the, where are they? The limbs. Things like this, right here. Look at that, I know. Fancy. Fancy. And also all the Blood Angel stuff. Wherever it may be, like, Death Company markings. It's all very hype, as they say. Don't think I've ever seen you play Darktide? Well, then you haven't been looking hard enough, because I just posted a Darktide video, 2 Darktide videos this week. I have like 2,000 hours on Darktide, too. There's one Darktide streamer that says he has 13,000 hours, which is like mathematically impossible for like a human being to get. So he must leave his game on, but that is pretty funny. The helm pattern, too, yeah, that too. I have a lot of time on Darktide. I very periodically upload Darktide content. Darktide's community is kind of toxic as fuck at times, though, so like I don't really make content for it that much. But because like Darktide's community is the exact opposite of Space Marine 2's community, where in Space Marine 2 you'll like upload a normal solo run, and people will be like, "This is obviously cheating." And then in Darktide, you could upload like a totally modded UI, like a UI modded to the gills solo run, and nobody will call you a cheater. They'll just say that you're a bitch for using a dueling sword. So the exact opposite. They're so competitive in Darktide. As they should be, because the game's really hard. The game is much harder than this one. Dude, I get 2.5 million damage in Havoc 40th Inferno. I carry motherfuckers. Yeah, basically. It's basically a Jaeger. I was getting that idea because you're always mocking them. Though Darktide's community isn't that bad overall. It's just like a subsection. It's a very niche subsection of it that like really is very sweaty. That's the best way to say it, to be honest. Like, I don't want to be a dick, but some of them take it a little too far. They need to go touch grass a little bit. Like, that's real talk. The ones who post on YouTube for the most part are pretty good. Pretty chill though. Employment might do some of them wonders though. Not on YouTube, but like some of the players, especially the ones that like occupy the forums for that game. That's the biggest buff they need is a job, in my opinion. Hot take. You see, if you care about being really good at a video game that you're not being paid for, it's probably because you aren't unemployed. It's probably because not unemployed. It's probably because you aren't facing the threat of homelessness yet. And once that happens, you suddenly won't care at all about being good at the game. Let's play. Should I play Heavy Bolter again? You know what? Let's just open up the lobby. Krieger uniform and Dark Tide is foul. There's multiple of them at this point. The Kriegsman. Like on the Reddit? Like on the Reddit? Not really. The Reddit for that game is pretty fucking, the Reddit for Dark Tide is full of casuals. For the most part. It's like 99% casuals on the Reddit. Really, Reddit for any Horde shooter. It has like 1% good players, and then like the rest of them are just number crunching casuals. Or I should say they crunch the numbers and go like, this is obviously the best DPS in the entire game. And like you watch them play, and they're just like, trip over their own fucking feet and then faceplant like the first enemy they fight. The Reddit is just bitching about low difficulty content. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you don't want to be an elitist, but like at some point you got to be like, at some point you read some shit on Reddit and you're like, this is just skill issue. That's all it is. I just can't, I've never been able to understand personally getting on like a forum to bitch about a game you don't even play a lot. Like, you know, let's say you have like 50 hours on a game and you're like, oh my god, I can spend all this time to complain about it, but I can't actually play the game. I've never touched a forum in my life, though. So I would have no idea. I'm cringe in other ways. Comfortably cringe, I'd say. You guys ever heard of the cringe of caring? You guys ever heard of the... what do they call it? Yeah, that's the term. The cringe of caring. There's like an inherent, or there's like a psychological phenomena of like, there's almost something inherently cringe about being passionate, or like vocally passionate about something very niche. But it's also part of the phenomenon is it's also what gets people to listen to you talk. For anything. That's how public speakers get up and just, you ever had like a public speaker talk about something they really, really like, even if you had like zero interest in it? These kind of shooters are lightweight compared to MOBAs. Oh, of course. Well, MOBAs are like an actual competitive game. All right, let's be real talk. Like, real talk here is, if you're someone obsessed with being good at a PvE game, it's probably because you've watched in every other competitive game. Like, if you were really a good gamer, you'd probably be going to go play like the Valorant. Be top in Valorant, be top on League, be top on Dota 2. But the players there are actually as sweaty as you. So instead, they go to games where like the audience is like 90% casual, and they can be good at something. Because if you're really going to be a god gamer, surely you're going to be a multi-millionaire playing League of Legends, right? And if you're not that, nobody gives a fuck if you're good at a PvE game. Or I should say, the people that do give a fuck are be like, you know, be nice, because the people that care are just there to watch the gameplay. In my opinion. What's up, Ben? It's just people looking for an echo chamber to rationalize their irrationality. Isn't that true? It's true for most things. We got Lieutenant Matt. We fucking European among us. Or maybe he just likes the term. And a move. Alright, we will play hard. But I will not play with this gun. I will play Bulwark, maybe. Doesn't matter. It depends what team perk he's taking. Hopefully the bomb. Whoever's watching, whoever's a tactical in my game. A move? No, Lieutenant Matt. Please take bomb perk. I will pray for your tidings. I'll use the power of prayer. I wish you good fortune if you do. Let's Okay, but have you gotten past wave 20 as Assault True Solo? No, Mario still owns you then. Yes, yes. Yeah, I forgot. The secret god. Being the best, or even if you were, like, let's say for some reason, being the best player at a game like Helldivers 2 or Darktide, or not to throw shade, not Darktide, being the best player of Space Marine 2 would be basically being the best Duplo builder. And then, like, Darktide and Vermintide, but those are the guys that play with the Legos. That's how I feel. Or that's how I would feel, I should say. And honestly, it lives rent-free in my head how he never came back. I mean, it was an impressive amount of bullshitting. So better Autis. Being the best at Helldivers 2 is like being the best at nothing, choking on air. The game is so easy. I mean, I will say the game is... Well, like, some of you can make it hard if you take, like, a super donkey loadout by yourself, but... I don't know. Helldivers 2 always, to me, was just like a bombardment simulator. I wish I liked it more. I really do. Now, I'll tell you, there's no cringe on the internet quite like competitive Deep Rock Galactic players. I got Lieutenant Matt. I like all these Death Watch guys. Wait, am I even taking the right perk here? Hold on. Should I even take Invigorating Icon? Eh. Do I really care to do that? No. Yes. I'll do it. People still play that game? I don't know, let's check the Steam charts for it real quick. Probably. Deep Rock Galactic, dude. 6,000 in game, yeah. I'm sure all the people playing that game are like either the chillest people ever or fucking insane. No in between. I didn't even take the, I don't even think I took Defensive Mastery. That's awkward. But whatever. I have friends who love Helldivers 2. I try to get them into Darktide, but they hate that shit as much as I hate Helldivers 2. Deep Rock Galactic just seems like happy people. It's mostly happy people. And there's like a little subsect of like very, very unhappy people. Very angry. Very mad. Helldivers 2 is such a good live service, though. Like, they really do support that game. They release a lot of content for it. I just wish I didn't fucking hate it. I don't hate it. I just wish I enjoyed it more, I should say. I wish I found its loop more fun, but, like, Bombardment Pew Pew Simulator just ain't it. I was talking to Mystery about this the other day, where it's like, how I wish Darktide was a more popular game. Because Darktide is really, really fun. Like all the Tide games are really fun, but they have way too high of a learning curve. And like most of the complaints you see from that game are like, well, you know, the community is basically people who have played it for hundreds or thousands of hours and think that things are OP, and then the other half of the community is like, this is genuinely unfair. Why is that Crusher one-shotting me? I'm gonna quit. And come back every update. You're right, melee with pew pew mixed in simulator. The simulator is better. Yes. Now you understand. Well, I think melee mechanics in Horde shooters usually just lead to like more skill expression in the end than just shooting. You're like, surely, I mean, you're just doing it more at that point. Or you're doing multiple systems. I mean, Darktide and Vermintide have like some of the best melee systems in games, or some of the highest skill cap melee systems. They're very fluid. A lot of weapon discrepancies in them though, for like balance. I know they're probably gonna nerf the plasma in that game, as they should.
Wait, wasn't someone Vanguard? What happened?
The Tide games are just way too hardcore for it to be more popular. They are just way too hardcore. It also doesn't help that they have a very elitist player base. At times, I should say, you know, it's not everybody. Let me just go and get my... Bang. I'll probably just get my Denver's ammo. A lot of weapons are getting big buffs in Plasma, and Dueling Sword is getting nerfed. Dude, a Dueling Sword nerf is overdue. That weapon is OP. That and Knife. But Knife is definitely less OP than Dueling Sword. Plasma is still, like, I mean... You know, they could have just left the Dueling Sword on Psyker, and nobody would have said anything, you know what I mean? Like, nobody was... Like, who was out there crying for the Dueling Sword on the Zealot? Genuinely. I'd like to know. I guess I'll take that. Like, I remember people talking about the Dueling Sword, like, oh, if they added it to these classes, it would be OP. I'm like, yeah, of course it would be, but never going to do that. And they did. It's like, holy shit, it's the most OP thing ever. Also, just real talk, or I should say, personal opinion talk. I think the Dueling Sword just looks super goofy on classes like Zealot and even the Veteran. It's just very odd. I know like Dueling Sword will be used by like Commissars and Lords sometimes, but usually it's very, very high-ranking members. Kind of like Power Sword is too, I guess. But Dueling Sword is getting a full redesign according to the blog. Good. Because fucking OP.
One dead zone. Closer to clear.
Agree, but then there is the Combat Knife, though. Okay, Combat Knife is not as OP as a Dueling Sword. It is just not as OP as a Dueling Sword. It's not even close. Well, I mean, for speedrunning it is. But, like, for, like, proper, like, for full clearing content. I mean, I've done a Darktide full clear solo on this channel. I just pulled a Dueling Sword out with a Recon Last Gun and just went through 3 Theg in, like, 2 hours. It's that easy. It's pretty easy with Zealot too, but it's even easier with Ogren at times. There's a lot of OP shit in Darktide.
System failure.
know a lot of people hate Darktide's meta weapons, but you know, the reason these meta weapons exist are so, is because Patch Dark doesn't properly balance your game. At least not when it comes to weapons. So you have such a massive discrepancy where, like, people have to, like, pinpoint, oh, that weapon's just too good. It's like, there's so many outliers. Or say the outliers are, like, disgustingly OP. Alright, let me go heal my boy. Yeah, I feel like invigorating icon's not that good for the... Oh, he waited too. No, that might have just been an unfortunate thing. Died on its own. Oh, it died to the AoE of my banner, dude. That's cool. Why did he just yoink that from me, dude? Oh no, that was me. Alright, never mind. He bought one too. I was very confused for a second. But we've grown subs like crazy. I just noticed. Oh, why, thank you. I know, I've got a lot of support on this channel. But I'm also somebody who'll probably make content forever. I just love making content, to be honest. I just love posting shit. Sometimes I like doing... I still want to do more edited videos like I used to. But I'm pretty shit at scripting, I'm not gonna lie. I did 2 years of like content creation on my other channel without scripting a single video.
They will regret this vile attack.
Flow of consciousness, it's the best way to put it. How long have you been making content on this channel? Like 8 months in total. Probably like 3 or 4. Probably like 3 years. I will be honest though, I wasn't really intending to do anything with this channel beyond post gameplay though for a long time. So I guess that's all I do with it now, but I do make guides now, and I wasn't really intending to make guides at all for this game, or any game. Born to post. Yeah. I ever heard that term like PewDiePie saying he lived at like a hot dog, like he was like, working a hot dog stand, and he was like living in a 1x1 flat basically to make content? That'd be me. Pop this, dude. You know, I'm gonna make a video. Speaking of videos, I'm gonna make a video telling Saber, since I have no idea if Saber looks at my videos, but I have a sneaking suspicion they do when I talk about balance, because there's some changes I've directly asked for that have come with the game, and I don't think they should be nerfing Invigorating Icon. And if they do happen to hear me at all, I don't think Invigorating Icon is OP at all anymore. Hot take. Maybe in operations it is, but like everything's easy in operations anyway, so who cares? If siege mode is going to be the difficult content in the game, it is not OP. If anything's OP right now, it's unmatched heal. A global heal for your whole team that requires 0 interaction from the user besides taking 1 perk. If Saber watches your videos, that's huge. I'm not sure if they do, but I did bitch a lot about... like, there are a couple things that I've asked for directly in videos for prestige perks, and they were all changed to exactly what I wanted them to be.
Long-range scanners show enemies beneath you. Seal off the subterranean doors.
Or I should say they got rid of perks I said were terrible. Like, boosted recharge is just fucking gone from the game. And I don't really think content creators have a ton of pull in, like, any space when it comes to balancing. Okay, in Darktide they definitely do. Because in Darktide, Tanner saved Oberyn. And JSAT basically balances that game himself. But Fat Shark works directly with creators way more than, like, 99% of companies do. And they're not that small. I mean, they're not like huge, but yeah, Fat Shark is not like Saber. Fat Shark is very easy to get in contact with as a creator. Saber Interactive, I don't know. I haven't really reached out to them. Maybe I'll reach out to them on their Discord and talk about something. I don't really know what they only have a creator program. Darktide does. Fat Shark also officially posts their content creators on their official YouTube channel all the time. Does Intimidating Aura perk work on block? Yes, it does. They patched that this patch. Also, Intimidating Aura seems a little debuffed though.
Sealed off the lower levels of the fortress. Those enemies will not trouble you.
Oh god. I'm hyped for this game. For this game's new update, I should say. And I'm gonna make. I will be making content all the way to Space Marine 3 for Space Marine. Surely. I mean, I don't see why I'd ever stop.
Stay sharp and prepare your gear.
The thing I'm looking forward to after Horde mode is the new class. So that's the next big update. Besides like operations and maps, biggest update will 100% be a new class.
Prepare for direct engagement. Scanning for targets.
I mean, I honestly might be more excited for that than a Horde mode. Even though I do like this game's Horde mode. Swedes are tricky people. I know because I am one, and therefore I know every Swedish dev. I know it's that tight knit. Though honestly, if you told me that, I might believe you with how Fast Shark acts sometimes.
Skitter to the grave for Signos.
Oh, I should have set that one there. I think I got him for that. See, invigorating icon's a lot of work to set up in Horde mode because not everyone's always together, and it's usually stuff for everyone to do. And you're also like the 50% cooldown increase is honestly more than enough of a nerf for this thing. That's awkward.
August detect a serious threat incoming. Focus and bring it down. They may try to jump
Like, right, I'm like fucking useless against that. Awesome. But they're not.
Alien into the lab. See your weapon on fire. Neuro. Urgent.
Now we could be using the OP perk on this class, the 20% damage. That's bugged at the moment. It will stack like indefinitely every time you plant it, or something like that. Now the Bulwark perk we are running is the passive armor regen, which like overall, I'll be real, I think the passive armor regen when you're taking the big rating icon is better. Because like whatever HP loss you're having from like not having the contested health recovery, you're probably just going to get back with the big rating icon. Easy as. Everyone's completely counter to. I don't see why they would introduce an apothecary class. Everyone's completely counter to the idea of how health is supposed to be a valuable resource. Yeah, I kind of agree. I just want it to be a tech marine. Also, apothecary is just boring. Hot take: apothecary's boring. A healing class is like such a boring class idea. Like, what the fuck am I? Am I a white mage in like an MMO or something? Where I'm just gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna sit in the back and cast my healing magic. Don't worry, guys. Let me pull out my stim gun and stim you. It's just not. Just not do that. Field surgery doesn't even make sense for the most part in this game.
Additional enemies are moving toward the arsenal.
What buffs were added to the bad Bulwark armor perk? Well, they made its reduction. Now passively regenerates every 30 seconds instead of 40. So it's a 25% decreased cooldown. And I think it could be buffed a little more, but... One armor can be the difference between somebody dying to one hit or living. So, there is that. And armor is very valuable in this game, especially since you're basically saying like 3 armor to your whole team. You know, 3 armor total to your whole team every 30 seconds. Still mid in my opinion, bro. I mean, it's very valuable. Is it as good as the contested health one? I'll be honest, I think the contested health one for this is a little overrated. Especially if you're like, it's totally unnecessary if you have a big rating icon on your team. But you gotta think of if a siege mode map, if a siege mode game is lasting, what, like 2 hours, and you're getting 6 armor to your whole, you know, 6 armor total every minute, that's a ton of extra armor in your game. And armor is worth a ton when it comes to surviving, especially versus chaos. Like you know, the cooldown going off when your teammates are getting slapped by like a Hellroot hammer could be the difference between them dying or living. And I think the 50% contested health recovery is good, but like if you're playing with people that know how to get their contested HP back properly, it's way less useful. It could still be reduced a little bit more, in my opinion. Yeah, I would say the 25. 25 or 20 would still be good. If it was a 20-second cooldown, I think it would genuinely be probably the best perk on him overall. I think people really underestimate how useful armor is in this game, though. Because losing armor is when you're actually vulnerable. proper thing for this either, though. Let's see. Am I using the right one? Kind of hard to tell. Oh. You guys also got the, Also, I'll say the secure stockpile perk with the tactical is so good because you're basically ramping. And the biggest problem with Bulwark is he doesn't have the, Wow, why did you just die without giving me that? That's some big shit. But the biggest problem with Bulwark is that he does not get, any equipment recharge. And his boss damage is kind of eh. It's not bad, it's just eh. Yeah, but against Chaos, spamming banners is still viable for armor and DPS with defensive mastery, I mean.
Good work, brothers. Your skill honors the Emperor.
Yep, armor does a little against a Horde of Minoris. I mean, I think it's fine. Minoris is like the easiest thing to deal with for like every class in this game anyways. Like, it's hard to like properly tell people how good one armor can actually be in this game. It's really more just like I think it's just a game sense thing, to be honest. Or like if you play solo a lot, if you play true solo a ton, you'll notice that like, oh okay, when I have no armor and I'm waiting for it to regenerate or get like an armor back from an execute, that's when you're fucked. Or that's when you'll actually die. Thanks for your self video yesterday. Yes.
Foes marked for elimination.
Yeah, defensive mastery. I think defensive mastery should probably be nerfed in this game, to be honest. It is way too good. You shouldn't be able to spam banners like 15 bajillion times.
The generator that runs the perimeter defenses is failing. Look for replacement power cells.
Hot take. I think unmatched zeal is probably gonna get nerfed in this game.
Ready to deploy.
Take it, dude. Take. Oh, I should just whack this guy.
We must locate a new power cell for the defensive generator.
I have the +1 armor with the grapple prestige perk. I mean, you gotta think armor reinforcement is a god tier perk because if you're in a shitty situation versus like a triple lictor, or like some of the hardest engagements in this game can come from like triple lictor, by getting like, you know, jumped by triple lictor by yourself, or having to deal with things like, all right, well, let's just kill this guy again. Before we go down. See an awful lot of these guys just dying without anything. Can I even get a? The thing that kills you in this game is when you're locked down with no armor. Or you're getting pinged by range and you have no armor. Because armor does do a pretty decent job. And also, you will take 0 melee damage in this game from any source as long as you have even like the tiniest sliver of armor.
The enemy will return, but we will be ready.
Didn't inner fire used to be a higher percentage? No, Brendan. It used to be It was nerfed, you are right, but it used to be that you could get it, actually, maybe it was a higher percentage. No, I don't, what? Was it? It might have been 25%. What is it now? I think, is it 15%? I haven't looked at it in a bit. But they also had it so it would operate on not just Majora's, but like also any execute period. That's no longer the case. Yeah, I used to proc off my doors. That is true. When Unmasked Zeal gets nerfed, people realize how busted Inner Fire is, especially in Horde. Inner Fire is still definitely good. Unmasked Zeal is just better. Unmasked Zeal kind of deserves to get nerfed, though. If I'm gonna be honest, it is.
Enemy forces incoming.
It is a little OP. It is a little OP. Is that a hot take? Is that a hot take? I don't think it is. Can you imagine how OP old grenade launcher would be in this game? The like the pre-nerf grenade launcher. Alright, let's give him the I'm gonna get a better grenade. No, I should be picking up these crack grenades. What the fuck have I been doing? I play Bulwark, so just like ZZZ. This is by far the easiest class to play in this game. I think it's close. I think it's even easier than Heavy. Actually, definitely easier than Heavy, because Heavy's stuck with a fucking balance parry window. Am I a bad person for loving the Melta? No. I have no problem with the Melta. I have no problem with people that like the Melta gun. It's just one of those things where the amount of comments I've gotten in my life of people saying like, well, actually, guy, you're obviously stupid because in my absolute games where I play with my two friends, I totally wreck shop with my Melta gun. Now, I know you're talking about solo games that I've never done, but that's not the point. You're stupid. And I've dealt with at least, like, I don't know, 50 of those at this point. Probably more than that. I'm totally fine with people having a preference for a weapon, you know. I've never told people what they have to play. Will you play Space Hulk Deathwing or Darktide or Ducktide anytime soon?
We will be victorious.
Streamer is getting one guide. Dude, you respond to your comments, Orion. I see them.
External las cannons are powered down. Engage the system to recharge them.
You make your one banger video a month and you go to sleep. Now, if you guys haven't seen, you guys fuck with Jujutsu Kaisen or Invincible. Orion makes some banger content. Honestly, Orion's like a generational talent. He just doesn't post a lot. Well, he used to. JJK Season 3. It's coming. But on the note of the guy who asked me if I'm playing Darktide, I'll be playing Darktide tomorrow. I gotta ask Mr. E about that though, because he said he's gonna stream it, because tomorrow's like the big Arbitus full reveal stuff. And I was probably just gonna ask him if he wanted to do that. And then he might actually play Mr. E, Darktide streamer Mr. E might actually come play Horde mode with me on this game. But I'm pretty sure he's butt cheeks at this game. You know. pretty damn good at Dark Tide, so surely he'll be able to learn this one.
Get the objective, guys.
Reactivating the last cannons.
Alright, that's...
Arrogance and ambition.
By the way, those Dark Tide vids for peak. Which ones? My random ass gameplay kiss? Yes. I don't know if I call that peak. I've seen the comments, dude. I know, man. That's what I'm saying. So I don't want to be that guy that's like... Actually, no, I do want to be that guy. Whenever somebody is bitching and moaning about what's good in the game, I'm just like, post gameplay. And if they say no, I just assume they're bad.
Last cannons active and causing enemy damage.
Is that toxic, guys? Is it toxic to say...
Use this
Is it
time
toxic to
clear
tell
out.
somebody to post gameplay?
We will be
Or is it toxic to say that, like, if somebody doesn't play solo at all in this game, I really don't give a shit what their opinion of what's good in solo is. I think that's pretty fair. Like, at least play it. Because some people disagree with my solo list on, like, what classes are good in this, but I'm like, they don't even play solo, and I know they don't because I asked them. Some do. Double hell brute time. This should be fun.
foes are marching on the fortress.
I guess I'll just play like a, I'm not even buy this, I'm cheap. Cheap as fuck. Just kidding. I ain't that cheap. Play assault.
Assault reinforcement on its way.
God, dude. This class with the invigorating icon is so fucking boring, to be honest. Siege mode does kind of demonstrate how needed unmatched heal is. I don't think unmatched heal is needed at all. It's good. Probably not necessary though.
Scanners detect enemy reinforcements. Prepare for a challenging fight. There is no threat we are not ready for.
Oh, there he is. Oh my god, biscuit, that's awkward. What? Fucking trying this thing. Alright, let me go get up my guy. I'll blow up these guys. Well, this is the pit, I see. He's got plasma, so this needs to fucking die instantly. I don't do shit. This is what I mean. Your teammates just make up for like whatever you lack on this class so easily. Boss damage. What bosses?
We must focus on the fiercest enemies. Lessons now. Amplify our valor. Priority threat eliminated. Please head for the control room. Meet them there. Consider it defended.
It's not going to get nerfed. People can still run it, never get past 15, even as a full squad, because they're dog shit at the game. And that's the majority of the community. I don't know if I go that far. A Mass Yield 100% deserves a nerf. It's a pretty massive crutch. It's pretty enormous. And if it doesn't get nerfed, it's, just, like, it's so good. They're going to look at the... its pick rate's going to be absurdly high. Like, it's pretty much the only perk you see on Vanguard now. Possibly a majority of people struggle strong and absolute. They're in for a wild wake-up call and Siege is live. I'm already anticipating tons of complaints day 1 of 8.0. Oh, for sure they're going to complain. But, I mean, that's just this game. This game's very casual. I mean, fuck, they can play in Darktide. And Darktide is significantly harder than this game is. So I can't wait to see. I'm curious. Especially since this game's most casual player base is on consoles. But I'll be real, guys. I don't think Space Marine 2 takes much skill.
Cut down any tenants that try to breach the control room of the fortress.
I wouldn't go as far as Tanner Lindbergh said when he said this game takes absolutely 0 skill whatsoever, but... I definitely not think it's a, There's a lot of hand-holding features in it. What's the biggest skill expression in this game? Probably headshots with like a bolt sniper. It's probably the hardest thing in this game, to be honest. To like consistently headshot with a bolt sniper. But like, how good is that as an item? Eh, it's okay. You're underestimating the player base, my man. Darktide's harder difficulties are insane. Darktide's Havoc 40, there's literally nothing in this game. It's as hard as Havoc 40 in Darktide. Like, if you go like meta build for meta build, there's just nothing. It's not even comparable. And the solos, true solos in this game are a fucking joke compared to Darktide's. That's my favorite execute. Yeah, I think mostly the Darktide community, they actually understand. I don't know, I think all gaming egos are cringe. I think all gaming egos are equally cringe. My hot take. Also, I don't think Darktide's community understands Darktide that much, to be honest. Actually, in fact, I think the dueling sword will be nerfed in Darktide, and like the majority of people will play will still use the dueling sword because they don't read the fucking patch notes. They just heard dueling sword OP for so long. I mean, the majority of Darktide's player base is still playing Orc Maelstrom and struggling. I believe that's still true. Base Marine 2 is the opposite. That is true. I will agree with you there, D-Sync, but it's true. This game's player base is like extra whiny about hard content. But it's also significantly more casual overall. So, that's to be expected. I think this game is fun enough, you know. I think there's a high enough skill cap that like I don't feel like I'm totally wasting my time playing it and like I'm just snoozing through the whole thing all the time. Some things are hard for the wrong reason maybe, but there are situations where you're like, okay, gotta just like think, gotta time this thing, and like it's hard enough that I enjoy it. Guy. Alright, please. A move crashed. Oh, that's rough. Can I open it back up? Hold on. Here. I'll do this at the end. Actually, I don't even know if I can do another one. She should be able to join back though, right? This is a private lobby. So, it might not be doable. Or I still have my Melta Monkey. Or my Melta Monkey team card. I will say, my biggest problem with this game is, like, I think this game's, overall, the builds are more functional on the highest difficulty of content than a lot of Dark Tides can be. Like, Havoc 40, it's not like you kind of need a really good team to help you through Havoc 40 if you're not going to use something that's pretty good. And if you are playing with pubs, they're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Not to say you can only use meta in that game. It's obviously not the case. And like a lot of off-meta weapons are still good. It's just almost everyone you run into, like having 40 is going to be playing the exact same fucking thing. And if you don't use the thing, they're going to be like, what are you bringing in? What are you doing, dude? And the feeling of fighting a swarm of enemies is more... Oh, I'm read that. And the feeling of fighting a swarm of enemies is more prevalent with Tyranids, so they feel like a horde. Chaos are just a bunch of regular humans with a few tin cans and Disco Infernos thrown in. Disco. Yeah. Yeah, Zangors ain't fun. Okay, Matt. I don't know if you're here, but I don't know if you're listening to the stream, but I don't even know if we can get him back in, can we? Invite player? No. That won't work. Invite menu. There we go. All right, a move. If you're here, here's the invite code again.
Ready for combat.
Most things in Havoc 40 fall to two things: no boss DPS and no cleave. That's true. I mean, hopefully the buffs this new patch of Dark Tide are really good. I haven't looked too much into it because I've been playing it a ton. I really only play that game when Mystery asked me to. It's pretty much the only time I play it currently. Or like when I feel like recording some Lasgun stuff. I like Lasguns. I am simple. I like Lasgun. Alright, well, whoever wants to take this then, if he doesn't get in, because we probably need a third player. Maybe not, but...
One of the Canadians had an encrypted data slate. Your orders are to recover it.
That may have been a miscalculation. We did not time it properly. Somebody clip that. You know, we were only like 5 seconds off the timing. I mean, I think it's pretty close. Shane block is bugged in the PTS, and the AoE stagger's been bugged since 5.0. Would have been nice to actually gauge how strong it is in Siege. I mean, it's still strong. Am I gonna have to use this? Yeah, I will. See, that's another reason why the what do you call it? That's another reason why revive perks in this game fucking suck, because like, oh, I mean, I'm just not like it does at this point. That's another reason why the revive perks in this game fucking suck, because when do you even have time to get somebody up with that? Nailed it, dude. Acheron, clip that, dude. Yeah, Abelard, please clip that. Sorry if I ear blasted anybody. I have a habitual instinct to go poofed when I die. Nailed it. Sure did. That's the channel trailer on here, is me blowing myself up with a melted bomb for a reason. Ugh. Alright, I'm just going to 15 on this one then, if you don't get another person here, because I don't really feel like paying attention. You can tell. Yeah, there were a couple of animations that go off just in time. Oh no, zone out of the map. You can pull them back in on the map before. Servo Skull, clip that, dude. Servo Skulls are pretty base. I'm more looking forward to when they fix the timer shit in this game, because then true solo might actually be fun again. Because getting stuck on like wave 20 with every single class is not fun. I'll say that. Like every class pretty much stops at wave 20 in solos. It's like heavy. At least without Dreadnought. I mean, I'm pretty sure every class in this game, if you take like the right setup, can get past wave 20, can get to wave 20 and up. If you go like, because I feel like the fastest kill time for that would have to be the Pyramids on wave 15 to 20, and then on wave 20 you should Dreadnought, and then you should be able to make it. It's that wave 18 cutoff. If you save your points properly, it should be fine. But triple Hellbrute solo kind of sucks. It's very mediocre, very boring, and by yourself. Especially on things like Assault. Like Assault, true soloing. Triple Hellbrute on Assault was the most unfun thing I've ever done in this game. Just running around the whole time. That's all you have to do. I mean, that's all you can do. Like, what you're gonna go melee the Triple Hellbrute? What, like it's 14,000 AoEs?
Where shall I plant this flag?
Alright, let's see here. Oh, we got the girthy one now. Okay, we can say any brought unmatched seal. A. God, I feel like we're about to have a mental... you're not wrong though, D-Sync. I think this game might actually have like... Or the game's community, I should say, is going to have a fucking mental break when consoles get the full update. Every forum for this game is going to be flooded with It's Too Hard. Every single one.
This galaxy is the yours without time.
Yeah, anyone see what it was like after 50, if anything changes, and 50 plus on hard, and we use the Bulwark cheese to test it, and it bugged out in wave 43 zone under the map, caused the timer to run out. Yeah, Bulwark bugged up. This seems the way to do that. I've had some enemies get caught under before. Usually it was Hormagaunts, so I can just shoot them. But that's pretty lame. The fix is they probably put a cap on waves 20 at 25 or 30, no timer, that's my guess. You know, and that would have been totally fine had they not told everybody it was going to be an endless Horde mode. They really just kind of shot themselves in the foot with that, in my opinion.
The enemy appears, brothers. Stand ready. We shall not falter, Captain.
Because if they didn't say that, they could have just made it like a normal wave-based mode, kind of like Mortis Trials are in Darktide.
That is heretical behavior. So, watch for psychic onslaught. Rush the ravenous demon.
I might not take the favorite icon ever again on this because it's so boring not getting used by Bandroll. I'm like saving it. So antithetical to the class design. Good perks, just.
You failed that order.
Yeah, advertising it as endless was definitely a silly move of them. All I really want to see fixed in this game... Okay, front number one, Inferno pistol. Please just make it good. Make it have good gun strikes. That's all I want. Like, if I could have one gift for Christmas, the power of prayer would work once. Please, just work for that. gets stuck in the fucking face of this thing and he runs off. Get back here, you bastard. Eat my plasma pounder. It's not like Space Marine 1 Horde mode was endless either. Yep. So like, I don't think they had to call it endless. I don't even think anybody was expecting endless. I wasn't. I expected like a... Honestly, I expected less than this. I didn't expect like a requisition system. I expected the bare minimum. And somebody called this a bare minimum? No, I can show you the bare minimum. The bare minimum is the game The Hunter Primal from 2014. A game you can't even buy on Steam anymore because it was so cataclysmically bad with how they supported it that they did like a quote-unquote finish and they took it off the Steam store. I have a 4-pack of that game. I bought it for all my friends. Fucking T-Rex Simulator. If anybody knows the game I'm talking about, honestly, you're a real one. Can't wait for the Horde mode, no complaint about the enemies will come for me. Oh, This difficulty is the closest difficulty they've ever made to like modded increased spawns. And that's gonna be oh man, ow. Can I? To get this fucking brambles out of my way. So we get good. It is an endless mode. If I want an objective mode to play operations, just as fun as usual. I mean, they say it's an endless mode. Allegedly. Kinda. Maybe. Maybe they actually found a way past the memory fragmentation. You never know. Maybe like they finally put their heads together and were like, wait a second. This is false advertisement and we might get sued. I don't think it's sued. I'm just saying, legal liability would probably push them further than anything. Something I take off my hat to Saber that they did put so many enemies on the screen. Not even on Left 4 Dead 2 had that many zombies on screen. Left 4 Dead 2 was also like 2009. I would know. I had a snow day when that game came out and I was in middle school. I remember. Great times. Game came out, got it the night before, snow day the next day. That was a banging weekend. I think it was like a snow day into... No, it was Tuesday, obviously. So it must have been a Wednesday. Yeah. So yeah, you basically you skip hump day of your school week, plus play Left 4 Dead 2 all day because your friends are all snowed in. That was a good time.
Brothers, your targets have arrived.
We will purge this place of enemies.
I never expected the triple bosses in Horde mode, neither did I. I thought it was going to be double at most, and I thought my eyes were deceiving me, because I was like, surely they wouldn't stun lock people that hard, would they? But they did.
We shall bring them back to our place.
Oh, but they did.
Take cover.
Bang. Oh shit. See, that's where I wish I had my normal banner. Let's give me ammo and we'll blast him. Like Danny DeVito. DeVito Marine. How old are you, guardsman? Fucking ancient.
No forward from you stand us.
No, I'm 27. Not that old. Actually, it depends who you ask.
cannot ignore the dormant last cannons.
I have been called on before, so there's that. But that was a painful moment. But we moved past it. Don't ask about his age. Shut the fuck up, Orion. You're sneaking up on me. What's that, dude? If I'm in the nursing home, you're outside the window and like signing in. You're in the lobby. Put it that way.
The last cannons will strengthen our defenses.
Don't ask him that. Of course you would stay just for that one comment. I'll post the meme this guy sent me on I'll put it on the screen.
Locking note above in place.
That was a yeah, not taking defensive mastery has been a mistake. Ancient. How was the bulwark so far? It is. It's fun. I mean, it's bulwark. He does what he does. He just. I mean, got shield, got banner, smack thing, killed. Heal team or don't. Financial.
Failed that hope. The last cannons must not remain dormant.
Archaeology at the alright, fossil now. Archaeology at this point. Fucking Orion, dude. I'll blame him. Dude, if you're old to Warhammer fans, that's when you know you're cooked. Because half these guys are like 50 years old with families. Orion, who are you? The age police? That's exactly who this guy is. Well, I'll show you what this guy sends me. Fucking monster, man. Old Warhammer fans are actual dinosaurs. Yes, it's them. Let's pass the old title onto them. Remove it from me. Did our guy crash again? It's awkward. Oh, whoops, that's a misclick. My first sim all day and it was a misclick. Come on, Brute. I definitely heard a little swoosh.
The longer the last cannons are down, the more ground the enemy takes.
Okay. Now here's my first real sim. Doing great. Oh, I have a bomb. It's not even paying attention, my god. That. Oh, that's easy. Done that the whole time. It was a missed input. Calm down. True. She has soundboard for that. Actually, shit, that sounds very obnoxious. Alright, well, let's see if I can get this now.
Powering up the last ones.
Ow. Ow. Ow, look at that damage. Whatever. We've had the big rating icon,
The
but we
last
care.
cannons have resumed
Oh,
fire.
now we care. Is there a biovore on the map still? Only such bullshit could explain this.
Taking steps. The gun beast is down.
Is Heavy with Melta good in Siege mode? He's really good. He just sucks at boss damage.
A moment to rearm is all
That's really all there is to it. And like, that's a pretty big downside considering... So did somebody else crash again? Alright, well, here's the invite menu. If anyone wants to join, it's the last round I'm going to do on this one. Because I'm getting fucking tired of Bulwark. Bulwark is fun. He's the Ooga Booga class. Put flag down, fast Tyranids. Big thumbs up. That's basically it. Yeah, that's the guy. That's what he does. Space Marine 3 was confirmed a few days ago, so that's a plus. Space Marine 3 was confirmed months ago at this point. They put that out super early.
That battle will be upon you in moments.
The Imperium stands strong.
Oh, well. Oh, I probably should pay attention to that, huh? That's okay, it's okay. You will now be my... We'll get it all back. We'll get it all back. We get shoved. Come on. Behold. Oh, I guess that's whack that one way to full HP up. I got Archmage. Okay, good. Archmage pretty good. Not playing Sniper today. No thumbs up for me. I guess I'll buy something.
Deploying an additional assault class squad member.
I was looking for that meme Orion sent me. Got pictured because of it. Have fun.
We have reports of a command presence on the battlefield. You may be in for a challenging fight.
Adapting tactics for priority targets.
Bang.
Appreciate it.
That was funny. Flip that.
Prioritize the larger threats.
Alright, it's nut up or shut up time. I think this one's the easier one of the Like, Neurothrope, Double Carnifex, I think is definitely easier in teams than Double Carnifex is. Mainly because the way the Triple Carnifex just stun locks you so much more in this game. And this is the worst part of this, for sure. Let me get rid of him. Yeah, so you have a teammate to do that. Let's just remove these guys if we can. Alright, well, that's not the one I wanted to. I'd like to stand up. I have no ammo, it's awkward. Alright, you know what? I can help with this. Mayhaps I should have purchased some ammunition.
Target down. Adjust for remaining threats. Controlling the battle means removing priority enemies.
That's just how heavy plasma do be. Ow. Oh. Let's, grab this guy. Yeah, still too early for the Space Marine 3 announcement. Pretty much, yeah. Unfortunately, what they did, though. I don't know why they did that.
This galaxy is the door. Control the battlefield. Terminate the larger threats. Our banner awaits Inferno.
Alright, I'm back to my...
Ready to go. This rapid
Don't worry, team. I'm coming.
major threats must be eliminated before moving on to our farm.
Alright, let's grab this. Tournament out now? No, it's gonna be on the 26th. And the 23rd is gonna be the RBD on Dark Tide. And the only reason I mentioned those two together is because Dark Tide is basically adjacent to this game. And it goes 40k. So the only thing they have in common besides being like horde shooters, but they're not really like a comparable horde shooter at all, in my opinion. They play completely differently.
Grabbing additional magazines. Waste
I know I did
nothing,
that.
brothers.
Brendan, if you're still here, you wanted to play the other day, I'll have an open spot for this match.
Reinforce the
Or I'll just
fortress's
do, I will
defensive
do like a members only live
fortifications.
stream at some point in the next 2 weeks here. And we'll do like a viewer stream if people are interested in that. I guess I'll ask what community post about it. For late channel members. Alright, perfect. It's a perfect opportunity for me to find. Wish they made different voice lines for all the legions. That's like a... Yeah, that's way too much work. They wouldn't do that. Alright, I'm returning to Battle Barge after that. I feel like this mode is not super fun after like wave 15 with all the timer stuff. It's pretty boring. see what we got. That's where guys are constantly getting cycled in and out endlessly. Bulwark does a lot of like mixed damage. It's pretty shocking. Alright guys, 1 second. I'm gonna use the bathroom. Also, thank you to Lieutenant Matt for being there the whole time. That was very cool of you. You're still here. Also, thank you for taking the bomb perk. Very clutch. Also, thank you Archmage for showing up. Yeah. Great. Now, on that note, BRB, as they say. Alright, I'm back. Oh, Arjun, thank you very much. Welcome to the Adeptus Astartes. What's up, Arjun? You've been here for a while. You're also friends with Dan, aren't you? Dan Ox. Probably be streaming with once this week is over. My god, I've been so swamped. But thank you very much for joining the channel memberships. We'll be doing a channel members only live stream I mentioned at some point here. Yeah, like scheduling never been my strongest suit, but do a viewership game or something like that, or just like talk about stuff. I don't know. It's what people want. Probably make a channel membership only Discord too. Sky's the limit. Yeah, you are. Yeah, I saw you in the stream chat on Twitch for a while back. I've got a good memory for names, especially online names. Especially when it's somebody that fucking wrecked me in Battlefront 2. Alright, let's see here. So once the actual patch drops, I'm gonna probably release like an hour-long video just going over all the best builds for this game. So while we have people here, I'm kind of curious, what do we think? I mean, I think the best build setup for this class tactical currently really is just this at the moment with like plasma. I think it is. You take a stalker bolt rifle for Tyranids, and then you just take a bolt carbine for chaos. This is probably the best setup at the moment with like a chainsword, like a fencing chainsword until they patch that. But I'll probably just put fencing chainsword in the video anyways, because listen, I don't care if block is actually better than fencing. All I know is people will complain at me if I say that block is better than fencing, so I'll just put fencing in the video for them. Because like that's what 99% of people are going to use anyways. Is that a crazy take? Get my ass kicked in Battlefront 2 all the time. I should ask Crispy if he wants to play sometime. I used to play with him way back when. He even played Space Marine 2 at one point. But I digress. Heard the White Scars were kind of hated in the Warhammer community. Don't know why, though. Not really that hated. Too cool for the nerds, I reckon. I mean, I think people hate the Space Wolves way more than they hate the White Scars. Space Wolves are fucking cool, though, when they're actually, like, Vikings and stuff. That's my issue with Space Wolves. It's like, they're so easy to love if they were just written ever so slightly better. Like, in 40k, in Rogue Trader, they're awesome. They're like the coolest part of that game, in my opinion. But they also write them a lot better. Well, everything's written better in Rogue Trader, really, than like 99% of 40k books. Let's be real. Can you explain why block is better? I'm back to learning. Well, I should say that not all, I'm at the point now where there are variants of weapons. It really depends what you want, but like on Vanguard especially, Vanguard just does not benefit from gun strikes like other classes do. Like, at least not the other melee classes, like Assault and Bulwark. He does not have armor reinforcement. All he really lacks is like Nova damage on the Vanguard, and all he wants... And the major downsides of a block weapon is that you don't get gun strikes at your contested HP back. He doesn't really care about that because he has an increase to contested health in melee. So if you take like a block chainsaw with him, it's really fast, like the Artificer one, which is the best one currently. He'll just never die in like Minotaur's combat. He can literally just slam. He uses like the full throttle slam over and over and over until they're all dead, and he'll never lose HP pretty much. And even if he does lose HP, he has 2 healing perks. And same thing with the sniper class. Sniper has purification, and like this pretty much removes any issue you would ever have when combined with Emperor's Grace from using a block weapon, where like, if you have an option to get your contested HP back or get like health back, block weapons are just the way to go. Tactical, the only reason the block weapon is the best on Tactical is because Tactical has Auspex parry that is currently broken, but this will let you one-shot Majora's enemies in tandem with an Artificer block chainsword. And Extremis enemies, and it's kind of disgusting, to be honest, how much damage you do, and like Nova damage in this game is super valuable. Like removing a threat before it can kill you, that is very valuable. But as far as like the overall weapon listings would go, I think every weapon has a best variant. For like each type has a best variant. Like for the Thunder Hammer, balanced and block are both like 2 of its best variants. Same thing with the Power Fist. The balanced version here is really good, and the block version here is really good. I think the Fencing Power Sword is the overall best power sword for the Relic tier. And then here on the block tier, the speed advantage of the Mastercrafted version is actually better than the block version here, in my opinion. I've tried this quite a bit. The breakpoints pretty much feel the same. And then as far as the chainsword goes, again, Artificer block just the best for this weapon. And there's one other. The block knife is also the best variant. Mainly because the fencing variant of the knife has a terrible speed, and the balance variant is okay. It's just a balance parry window, which is like, if you don't have to take it, why would you? Block's just better on the knife, mainly because of Shadow Stab. Block charges with Shadow Stab are disgustingly good, especially on the sniper. So yeah, every single weapon really does have like Balanced Fist is probably the best overall. Fencing Power Sword probably the best overall. Balanced Hammer and Block Hammer are the best overall. Block Chainsword best overall. It's like, you definitely have options. I'll say that. I'd say overall, block is definitely the best for your damage. It also gives you armor regen where you would otherwise have none. Why would I choose the block hammer over the balance hammer for assault? Because block just does way more fucking damage and can let you one-shot. If you get like 2 adrenaline charges on block, your ground slam will actually activate them, and do bonus damage when you slam down with your jetpack. It'll also do things like a one-shot extremis and do insane boss damage with precision strike. It'll also give you back your armor. It's pretty good. Like, both operate well. Also, this one's much faster for like its normal attacks than the balanced one. The speed stat, I'm gonna make a whole video on this, but the speed stat doesn't really matter at all for like charging your aftershock, but it does matter for things like ground slam and seismic chain and like your light attack combos, even like your pommel smash. Anyways, that's all. You know, my opinion has changed a bit because like I think block still has the most best weapons, if that makes sense. Like, the best variant of most of the weapons in this game is their block variant, but like things like the fist and power sword, not necessarily. I think the balanced fist is probably overall better for assault versus chaos than the block one is, mainly because getting the armor back on parry of Minoris really doesn't matter at all versus Tyranids, but against chaos it can save you. In my experience, on True Solo especially. Anyways, guys. Have you tried the Pommel Smash Bulwark build? I have. I'm making a whole video on that as well. In fact, I was going to end the stream here and probably go do that. Because I've been making a lot of build videos recently. But I will have like a full hour-long one for like the actual patch drops. Probably mostly recorded on the PTS. But we'll see. I don't know if Zambit's making one. I'll probably just use the same thumbnail, considering that was... So Zambit had a video on the... I know, are you here, Zambit? I'm going to ask you this first. If he's here, because he never responds to me on Discord. Zambit made a whole build guide when the patch dropped. And he used a thumbnail. That was the same type of thumbnail I had like 2 months ago. So, the 2 months before that, for a completely different video. So now I'm going to use it again for my build video. And that's just, you know, there's only so many thumbnails you can make in Space Marine 2, especially when you upload, like, how many videos did I upload this week? Fuck my life, dude. What's wrong with me? Like 7? Wait, way more than 7. 14? Christ. What a thumbnail grind. Anyways, I digress. I'm gonna take a break for now, guys. I might be back on later. Tomorrow is a holiday here, so I will be on. But I'll probably be streaming Dark Tide. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you again, Argent, for becoming a member of the Adeptus Astartes. And to everyone else, as always,